Okay, folks, we're back on the American Austin again. Um, I was going to finish putting the steering in. I started to, had it bolted in. Then it had some adjustment issues. You couldn't adjust the play out of the steering box. So I took it back out, and here's what we're working with. So I'll have to figure out what's going on. This one is out of this box, but this steering gear is out of this box, which came out of the car. But the box was, because the car was in a wreck at one time and the box was all broke. This whole mounting flange was broke off, and somebody switched all this around at one point and used this with this, and so when you tighten it up, it binds up and it won't turn. So I gotta figure out something between the two here and see what we can get going. But then I was underneath it looking around, and get down here, and I was looking at the arm here, front axle, the wishbone right here, particularly where it mounts. It didn't look right, and I didn't notice it when I had the body off because it's right underneath the transmission. But it's all smashed together in here, and there's a pivot point mounted off the frame. I said, oh, that ain't right. I haven't taken it apart yet, but then I was rummaging around in some of the parts that came with the car, because there's quite a few boxes of nuts and bolts and parts. And I found this guy, the actual brass bushing that goes inside the stamped sheet metal A-arm or wishbone, and gets clamped in there to keep everything from smushing. So we'll get that put in there as well, since I got it up on the jack again. But that's what I'm dealing with. Almost everything on it is like that. So it's been through 2 or 3 different hands, and various stages of assembly. So we'll get that put back in, and we'll get that sorted out. But that slows down the damper on that, getting it back together. But that's all right. But anyway, everybody stay safe out there, and talk to you later. Okay, we're back with the steering, and what I found out, which is not horrible but bad, but the reason why you couldn't get the adjustment, found out why, is because this gear is loose on the shaft. It turns pretty good, so my guess is the keyway between the gear and the shaft is shot, so from being loose. So we'll get this nut off and inspect it. Okay, got it apart, and I found the problem. The problem is this nut being loose right here wore out the key. The keyway is wore out. This is a key out of it, and the key looks fine. It fits nice in the shaft out of the other box cover. So either nobody ever checked the nut for being tight, or this thing had a death wobble forever, and they just kept driving it. But that seems to be our adjustment problem. So we'll get everything cleaned up and put back together, and see if that solves that problem. All right, enjoy. Okay, folks, we're back. We got the steering box all back together, all cleaned and adjusted. It's nice and tight now, no slop. And so she's ready to go back in. Just hope it'll go back in with the arm on it, because the arm's part of the box. So, and I took it out with the arm off, and it's gotta fit down in that hole there. So it's a pretty tight squeeze because you can't get it from the bottom without taking the fender and all that other stuff off. So we'll go ahead and get it back in today, and hopefully that's good. Okay, around here we're messing with the wishbone. Got it apart, and it did have bushings in it. There's these guys right here. These are the two that I found in the pile of parts. These are the two that I took out, and they're pretty wore out. Look at that. There's a real bad one there. And so we're gonna put the new ones in. They were supposed to have a 3/8 bolt in there. They had a what's that, 5/16 that's wore out. That one was in there holding all that together. So hopefully this will fix that, and but everything's going good. Okay, talk to you later. Okay, we got her all back together. She's all nice and straight and tight now. Fixed a lot of problems with the front end, but yeah, that wasn't too bad of a fix, so I didn't mind that. Took about altogether about a half hour. But two more problems taken care of today, and on to the next ones. All right, everybody stay safe.
Hey, look, the car has a clown. Hey, let's watch the fat guy get out of the car.
Ow. It's a small car, folks.